Thank you for joining me on ThinkTech Hawaii. I am Shayna Park, your host for Money Talk. My guest is Sylvia Tran. She is a senior marketing director with World System Builder, and she is also a fellow Gen Z. We will be talking about experiencing a unique and invaluable life through travel. Hey, Sylvia, welcome to the show.
Hey, Shayna, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on. I'm so excited to, be interviewing you today about our travels that we've had for most of May.
You were gone for a while, definitely. Yeah.
So share a little bit about yourself and, what we see in the photos.
Okay, awesome. So just to start off, my name is Sylvia Tran, and I was born and raised in Honolulu, Hawaii, right? Before, I started with World System Builder, my mom actually started with the company first. I was 16 years old, and, I learned a lot about, savings through the organization. And because of that, when I was 18, I ended up, wanting to pursue it as a part of my career. During that time, I was also in school. So I was a full-time student and, being a part of WSB part-time to learn about, the daily habits of saving and also understanding the basic concepts of building a power financial foundation for myself and my family. So from there, I developed a love for it. And ever since then, I pretty much have been with the organization since. So I would say my time with them has been about roughly 8 years, and
Wow.
that
Awesome.
during that, it's been a long time. And then during that time, I was still a full-time student, so I did continue my college education. I got a master's degree, not master's degree, sorry, two bachelor's degree, one in marketing and one in international business. And then I also have my master's as well in marketing management. So throughout that whole time, because of the education I was able to learn, I was able to save money, pay off my student loans as well, and graduate with a master's completely debt free. Not having to
Wow,
loans as
cool.
well. So it's really really great. Yeah, definitely. And then after I finished, here I am. I still have a 9 to 5 job. I work in the Bay Area, and also now I do part-time here at World System Builder, helping more families.
And you're also part-time world traveler as well?
Yes, part-time world traveler with you.
Yeah. So let's see the first slide and, tell me about some of the photos that we're going to see.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, first slide. So this one, some of these pictures in here is from Phuket. So I believe that was the first day, right? We were there. We had our city tour, and we went to a very popular temple that was in Phuket. And from there, we was able to, see pretty much the culture, how they, prayed and so forth. And it was a really, really great experience. I really enjoyed it. And also I'm Buddhist as well, right? So definitely connecting to the roots and then the culture it was an amazing, amazing experience and feeling. And then
Yeah, and it looks like you have a big group with you as well, in most of these photos. So are they, explain more. Who are they? How come they came with us? And I know your mom came as well, so share about that and what it's like to travel a lot with your mom.
Yeah, so definitely it's a really great and amazing feeling traveling with my mom. It's, she was an immigrant actually, and coming here, she never had that luxury of being able to travel and being able to take her on these trips. It's so great to be able to share these culture and experiences with her. So she's with me on every single trip that we go to. So it's super fun. Yeah, and these two people, they're amazing people. We work with them. They're our colleagues, and we build such a great relationship through travel connections and so forth. And we're just able to, spend such a quality time with them throughout these trips.
Yeah. So when we went back to the last slide, I know it said super trip. What is super trip and, what does that mean to you?
So super trip is pretty much, I think personally, I think super trip means a trip that's so grand, right? Where all of us as a community, maybe like a couple thousand of us, 2, 3 thousand of us, go on a trip together to create really, really great memories, experience things, experience world culture that we don't get to experience on like average and daily basis, and being able to build really, really good connections with not just our peers and our colleagues, but also be able to create that everlasting memory with our own families. So I think that's what super trip is. To me, that's what I feel like.
No, and I agree with you because I'm alongside with you experiencing these new places and the different cultures. And I feel that we work hard, but we also get to play hard. Not only that, we get to learn every single time we travel to these different places and witness the amazing people, the food, and the culture. So in the next slide, it looks like you went to this incredible beach. We did. And tell me about it because I know it was a long boat ride. I don't know if you want to share your seasickness story.
Oh, I didn't have seasickness. I don't know if you had seasickness, but I know you were enjoying your time in the front. You're having a blast up there. If I'm not mistaken, I think you got sunburned too.
Yes, I did.
Right?
So from Phuket, we actually caught a boat to PP Islands, and yeah, don't underestimate the sun, guys. It's really hot in Thailand. I got first degree sunburn, but these beaches were beautiful. And Sylvia, like, share about it. What was your takeaway?
It was honestly amazing. Like I know, like before I traveled, I was on Instagram and I saw like people like recommending places to visit, right? And they were saying that Phi Island was one of the places that we should visit, right? And seeing it on Instagram, it's really really nice. But being there in person, it's so much more nicer than you can like the videos and pictures doesn't do it justice. It doesn't do it justice, and it's the water's so clear, it's amazing, and it's just so great to be there to experience that.
Yeah, because I know that in Hawaii, at least, when we jump in the water, it depends, but sometimes it's really cold. And the water in Phuket, it wasn't freezing. It also wasn't hot, but it was just perfect. And I feel so fortunate to be able to like go to all these different beaches and witness the beauty in other countries. I don't know if you feel the same, but yeah, once in a lifetime experience.
No, definitely, because I feel like each different beach has something different to offer, right? Even though they're all the same beaches, it feels the same, but when you go there, you're like, wow, this is this beach. Wow, this is like, the banana beach. This is, this island and that island. And it's like, there's so much more out there that, that when we go to these places that we see, and it's just like, wow, it's such a great blessing, to be able to experience it.
Yeah. And you mentioning that you've seen on Instagram and it was a recommendation to go to PP Island. Can you share a little bit about how much it costed, food over there, and just the financial aspect of how much it cost?
Of course. So because we went together as like our organization planned it, of course, per person it costs averagely about 2,500 for the land costs and so forth. Food wise, it's really, really cheap. It's so cheap. I believe like we probably spent like under 500. We ate a lot actually. That's the reason why. But under like best, I'm just gonna ballpoint, but I believe it might be a little bit less because it was really really cheap. It was really cheap. It was amazing, and also the tours and activities itself too. We were able to rent our private boat, right, to be able to go out to the islands and have those tours. And they're really really affordable too. I believe they're only like I don't talk to Fifi Island was about 100 something, 120 per person or so. And then I also believe that we went on another ride as well, and that was only about like 40 dollars per person. So it's really affordable, but the experience you get to have, it's amazing. It's like it's honestly a memory that you can never forget.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree with you. But if we look at the next slide, I know not only you did visit Thailand, but you got to go to different places, right? You went to Phuket, and I know this photo was taken in Bangkok. Correct me if I'm
It
wrong.
was
Oh, this was so Phuket.
actually
Okay.
the first day we got to Phuket and we decided to go out shopping.
Okay, yeah. So tell me about this. That's an
Okay.
interesting looking car. And when you see it in photos, it kind of looks small, but you would be so surprised how many people could fit in it and how fast those things run.
No, in the photo it is small. In person, it is still small. But the thing is, we first got there and went shopping, and we're like, okay, let's get it. And those little cars are called tuk-tuks, Shayna? Tuk-tuks, right? Okay, so yeah, and the thing is, like, we were kind of worried because there was about, I believe, like 9 of us actually, right? 9 of us that were gonna get on there, plus two pretty big grown men. So we were like kind of scared, like, can it carry us back there? Because look at the wheels, they're very small. It's so tiny. So as we were going up, and our hotel was up and down hills, right? So as it's going up, it's only like it's super, super slow. So, like, because of that, we kept hearing the ignition go on and off, on and off. It was like popping. Yeah. So I was like really, really scared. I was freaking out, but we did get there safe and sound. And also, it's so crazy because they actually let you do like a Bluetooth thing. So we were blasting like music at the same time was driving us back to the hotel. It was so much fun. And
Oh,
it's a different experience. It's really great to ride those things. And they're really cheap. They're cheaper than taxi.
yeah, I was
And
just about to ask you that. Like, how much does it cost the transportation in Thailand? Because there are taxis and Ubers, or
yeah,
I think they're called Grab, but
Grab, yeah.
also trucks. So, how much do you think you spent on transportation in Thailand?
Transportation Thailand, I think I spent roughly about $50 my whole trip in
Wow.
transportation. Yeah, I never used Grab actually. I was able to, either catch a taxi ride or, grab a tuk-tuk or something, right? But I would say it costs under 50. Or then especially what's it called? When we go with like a group. So
Mhm.
like there's 5, 6 of us, we go together and we split the cost. It's really affordable. And I think per ride out is probably like $2 or $3 US per person after we split it. So it's definitely really cheap. It's
Yeah.
affordable.
No, and the experience of riding a tuk-tuk too, my first time in it, it was going pretty fast. There's no seatbelt, so it was very interesting how, different countries are different laws, but also just having that experience, I know especially in the US we don't have cars like that. So it was it was a first for me and it was very fun.
No, definitely, especially where there's no doors and the windows just right open, and it's really fun. Yeah, it really is. I enjoy riding it every time I go. I'm like, okay, let's just take it back.
Yeah, and okay, so like I mentioned earlier too, I know you went to two different places, so that those photos were taken in Phuket, and this was taken in Bangkok. So
Mhm.
share about, the photo, the amazing cruise we went on.
Yeah, so this was more of like a lunch I would say like a lunch boat,
Yeah,
dinner, oh, cruise,
fancy
right?
lunch boat.
Uh, yeah, it was pretty much lunch on a boat. I didn't know we are going on a boat until we got there. I was like, oh,
Oh
I
my
don't look at the itinerary. I just going somewhere, right? That's why it's so great because we have everything planned for us on this trip too. So it really is amazing. But we were able to have lunch on there, and it was all you can eat. So it was like a buffet bar, dessert bar. There had so many different types of food, a lot of Thai food, right? And all the food tastes amazing. Like it was just so good. I think I gained like 10 pounds when I got back, at
God.
least. Like, we were just eating like 24/7. We eat breakfast and then 2 hours later we eat lunch and then maybe like
Well,
2, 3 hours
snap.
we'd be snacking on like 24/7. Like we'd always be eating. So the food there is great. That lunch was also a great experience too. Sitting there, seeing. I took a lot of like pictures up on the deck and stuff like that too. And it's so great too. Like such a great organization where we're able to have our flag to represent us when we're there too. And, being able to just be able to spend that time with everybody and, just have that amazing culture.
Yeah. And, I like what you just said too, because a lot of times life, gets the best of us. We get caught up in our everyday life. But these trips, for me at least, remind me of how important relationships are and building a great relationship and continuing to grow together. So the fact that, we get to travel together as much as we do, I feel like each time we travel, we learn something about each other. And that's what it is all about, right? The experience and just building an amazing future and life, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Because I feel like every time we go on a super trip or go on any trips, you and I always have a much better relationship because we get to know each other better, right? So it always is great, to be able to hang out with you every super trip and to be able to experience all of this together as well.
Yeah, likewise. So tell me more about Phuket, Bangkok. Tell me about this photo. Man, this was probably one of the highlights of my trip. But yeah, share
It
about.
was an amazing trip. I'm so happy, The thing is, what Shayna said earlier, like, we work hard and we play hard. Oh, we definitely can play hard. I know this night, it's for those that, we were able to, those that help a lot of families were able to qualify for this dinner. It's actually a rooftop bar, right? We had a lot of pupus and so forth. We're able to just snack on, but also they did have food for us to eat as well. And they were really, really good. But the thing is, it's so crazy how the event was organized. There's a bunch of fireworks that were going off, and there was the pool on the side, like in the back of the stage, and it's just so many people were able to connect with. And as a picture of you see a picture of us there as well. We're able to dress up, look nice. We were able to dress very beautifully, and go have like we were just pretty much like it was just a way for us to just celebrate the achievements that we've had. And that's just something that, I'm always very happy about and very, privileged to be able to go on, to be able to qualify for these, be able to, help a lot of families and, be able to party together and create these memories that, we can't create back at home because we don't have
And I was
a great
just gonna say
rooftop bar.
too, like with the fireworks in Hawaii. I mean, gosh, we're so known for fireworks. No one can beat Hawaii. But how close we were, and just how long the show was too.
It was.
I had never experienced that. It was like 3, 2, 1, and you just look to your right and it's going off. And I felt like it was going off for 10 minutes, but it was beautiful.
I think it was 10 minutes, but I felt like it was 30 because I was walking around back and forth and I turned and I was like, whoa, the fireworks are still going off. But it was honestly, it was great. It was amazing. So definitely an experience. Yeah.
Yeah. And, with Phuket and Bangkok, it's so different. So can you share like the differences between the two?
Yeah. I feel like Phuket is more of like beaches, more is there we're like not suburban, more suburban country, right? Suburban country. So it's not too crazy, not too like city like. It's more like relaxed and it's more calm, right? And you get to just kind of see how people live there and just see the lifestyle it is over there. And it's really it's 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 great to see that it's great to see how it is there. Like in terms of that, what I mean is like just seeing the culture, just seeing how people live and seeing how we live back in the US. It humbles us a little bit more, an understanding of like, hey, you know what, these people, they work so hard, but they're okay with what it is. They don't complain. They do what they do, right? And us over here, we have so much opportunity and so much things, and we complain about a lot of things, and it just really humbles me coming to see that and coming home. It's like, we should be grateful for what we have here too. Yeah, that's what I saw in Phuket. In Bangkok, definitely a different story. It's very city-like, there are a lot of much more food, lots of more traveling, lots of things to do, and definitely I'm more of a city girl, so I prefer Bangkok. I love the nightlife. There's a lot of nightlife stuff, right? In Bangkok.
Yeah, and even even like how tall the buildings were, the street
Definitely.
food, and the temples over there as well. Incredible. Like I know in the bottom picture, remind me of the name of
It
that
was the Sleeping Buddha.
sleeping Buddha, the sleeping.
Yeah. I believe it was like 40 feet long, if
Yeah,
I
when you
remember.
walked in, what was your reaction?
Oh my God, that thing is big. But I think it's one thing I can't, even though it's so big, right? I look at my mom and she's praying all the way, and that's just something I think is so great because you're really connecting with our religion. For me and my mom, it's a really, really great feeling for both of us, being able to be there, experience it, and being able to just really see like, wow, like I'm experiencing this. I heard about it, but now I'm seeing it in person. Like that's just something that, that's a memory that I cannot, like that's a memory that I'll always be grateful for, and I will never ever forget.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing about travel too, right? Of course, if we budget and plan in advance, we will not be we're planning properly. But also money can't buy all these amazing experiences that are created, and memories that will last a lifetime. And I think traveling, you just get to experience so many new things. And I mentioned earlier the culture, the food, the people.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're one of the nicest people I've met as well. But money doesn't buy those things. Money
Mm-hmm.
doesn't buy those memories. So yeah. Okay, and then the last slide, we ended our trip with a bang. So share about it. I know what does it say at the bottom?
Sawadi.
And I know we said that the whole trip because that means hello or it's a
Yes.
great. But yeah, I know this was a gala night. I want you to share about, your experience and your takeaways from this evening.
For the gala night, yeah. So the gala night, it was exactly what it is. Like there's no words to describe it. It was amazing. The way how they planned everything, all the all the all the little activities we had outside in the booth, and then to the performance, and to all of the staging, the lighting, the audio, and just like sitting. I think seating like over you know 30, 40, no, more than that, like over 100 tables, right?
Yeah.
That whole ballroom was just filled, like being able to see how it was organized and how everything ran so smoothly. I was honestly breathtaking at how everything was planned out and just how all the just the experience and being able to see something, the production that went on that night. Like I was really, really like shocked, but it was great. I think my favorite part was when they brought out each culture, right? And they did like a dance and they actually played like the song from that culture. And I think that's what it is like you get to see diversity, diversity, and that showed that for me personally, I feel like it made me appreciate, just pretty much the culture more, my own culture too, appreciate where I'm from and where I grew up.
And yeah, with that whole gala dinner, again, every single time I end a trip or where I'm nearing an end of a trip, I'm just like, wow, I'm very grateful. Grateful. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my biggest takeaway too after finishing up a trip is coming from a place of gratitude. And it's because of the people and of course to our business and our company because they put on such amazing shows for us. But yeah, I really want you to just share a little bit as well about planning in advance. How much you should save for, what is your budgeting tips,
Mm-hmm.
and some saving tips as well.
Awesome, yeah. So I know, well, usually for any trip in general, if you know where you're going, one thing is I take a look at how much exchange rates are first, right? Am I getting right? As we're traveling internationally, gotta know our exchange rates and how much, right? So, if the rates are looking good, I would exchange our money early so that I would get the best rate possible. That's one saving money tip, right? So that you can get the most for your dollar when you travel. But also, for me, I also want to know, you know, how much is it going to cost overall for me to be there, right? And then from there, that's when I start saving. So, you know, like our trips, we know a year in advance. So we have a whole year to plan and save. So every month I would save like maybe $1,000, $2,000, right? Because I know I'm gonna bring me and my, you know, me and my mom, right? So I would save one or $2,000 a month. If there's months where, you know, my income, I have a little more discretionary income, I would save a little bit more to make sure that I can make, I can have a little more spending money for mom to go shopping on these trips. So, you know, just being able to really just figure out what you want to prioritize in terms of where you want your money to go. That's my advice in terms of how you, if you really want to go on a trip, where will you allocate your money, and make sure that everything is making sense, you know, to how you want to do it, what activities you want to do, what are some things you want. So just figure out that list, make a list, get an estimated cost, and add on like a little bit more for shopping and all of the little things that you want to get, like souvenirs and stuff, and plan out how you want to save. If you know the exact date you're going, then make sure that, you know, that you just make sure that you split it up in between how many months or so forth. That's one thing I do. I split up to how many months I want it, so that I'm able to just save that amount and make sure I reach my goal.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And generally, too, Thailand was relatively, I mean, food and transportation, it was relatively affordable. I think it all depends on the person, right? How much do you want to spend? Are you going to do a lot of shopping? What is the exchange rate? And familiarizing yourself with that, because there are many different exchange places, but they all give different rates. So
yes.
know where you can get more bang for your buck.
Definitely. And different, and also like different, you know, like pricing charges and so forth. So just take notice of that too.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, you know, Sylvia, for sharing all these tips and being on the show. It was so fun talking with you and having you share our experiences in Thailand.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me, Shayna. And I look forward to traveling with you more in the future, and
definitely will. Yes, definitely will. And hope to see you at the next episode of Money Talks. I'm Shayna Park, a Gen Z inspiring lives of Liberties. Thank you.
Thank you, Shayna.
Thank you so much for watching ThinkTech Hawaii. If you like what we do, please like us and click the subscribe button on YouTube and the follow button on Vimeo. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and donate to us at thinktechhawaii.com. Mahalo.